So good morning, Mr. Bhatnagar. So our guest today is Mr. Vineet Bhatnagar, the Managing Director and CEO of PhillipCapital India. He's a veteran with over 3 decades in the financial markets. With expertise spanning equities, derivatives, commodities, and wealth management, Mr. Bhatnagar has played a key role in building PhillipCapital into one of India's most trusted full-time financial institutions. An alumnus of the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, Vineet began his journey as an electronics and telecommunications engineer before moving into finance, a shift that gave him a rare blend of technical and analytical depth. Over the years, he's held senior leadership roles across major global financial institutions, including as managing director at MF Global Securities India. Vineet is widely recognized as a leader in the markets, frequently featured in the Economic Times, Moneycontrol, and Business Standard, where he shares insights on equity cycles, market volatility, and sectoral strategy. His balanced view on risk, opportunity, and investor behavior has made him a respected voice in India's investment community. He's also contributed to shaping the industry itself, having served on the governing board of the BSC Brokers Forum, where he's helped strengthen today's standards and industry practices. It's an honor to have you with us today, Mr. Bhatnagar.
Thank you,
So,
Krish. Thank you, Rishan. That was a very long one.
so the
Please go
topic
ahead.
we will be discussing today is the future of banking in a cashless economy. So, how
All right.
close are we to living in a world without cash?
So over the years, as you must have experienced, both as a student as well as a consumer yourself, there has been a significant shift towards digital payments, not only globally, but also in India. And you will be surprised to note that as a percentage of the total transactions, even in India, the digital transactions contribute as much as 87%, which is far ahead of the global average of about 65%. And China is 80. But there are some Nordic countries like Norway and Finland who have taken the digital transactions and cashless economy to a percentage as high as 95%. So clearly, this has been a pivoting, in a manner of speaking, in the way the transactions are being revolutionized as well as the way they are getting completed. So digitization of transactions is here to stay.
Rishan, you're muted.
What will happen in traditional banks and traditional financial institutions because of the shift to more cashless methods of payment?
So it's the proverbial Darwinian theory that comes to play, which is the survival of the fittest, which also means that the businesses and the enterprises need to adapt themselves to a changing landscape. Sometimes the landscape changes gradually, and at times the disruptive forces are uh, quite significant. Digital transactions, therefore, happen to be the latter. And you must have seen that many of our financial institutions, whether they are banks or whether they are credit card companies or any other platform, they have themselves moved towards a lot of online services, online banking. You don't need to go to the branches anymore. You do not need to even withdraw money from the ATMs, which was the previous innovation that we had seen 15, 25 years ago. So the banks will adopt technology. They will adopt this particular digitization of transactions. They will therefore be equipping themselves to offer more online services. And as we move towards embedding AI, artificial intelligence, into our processes, you will notice that the capabilities of these same, stodgy banks that we all thought were unable to move or go up the learning curve will be offering very personalized financial solutions and innovative products. So, some may, of course, fall by the wayside, but many, as I'm seeing, noticing now myself, are adapting and taking on this particular challenge, which is good for all of us.
So, will a cashless system help or hurt people in rural areas or with low incomes?
So, theoretically, digital transactions or digital infrastructure does have a quick and a deeper penetration, right? And for a country like India, which has a large proportion of rural areas, rural population, digitization is promising to do much better inclusion than what the traditional conventional infrastructure of analog banking or analog financial services was. The good thing that we are noticing is that the entire digital stack that India has built, whether it is relating to UPI or Aadhaar or DigiLocker and several public goods that the government of India has put together, is ensuring that the penetration is greater, and which is the reason why, as I was mentioning earlier, the percentage of digital transactions has gone up to as much as 87%. So yes, there is a great potential even going forward to include the so-called unbanked, underserviced, underbanked population in remote places in India. The the dependency will always remain in terms of how effectively we build both the digital infrastructure and the financial literacy amongst all these individuals and small businesses. If the infrastructure is there, but the literacy is lagging, then obviously the adoption will be slower. And if the adoption is incomplete or not well understood, then there will be security related risks that one will have to mitigate. So, yes, it will happen. It is already happening. We need to have proper checks and balances, as we continue to move ahead with uh, more penetration and complete product offerings to the rural areas in India.
So referring to this digital penetration and the new systems of payments, how are UPI and mobile wallets changing the way people purchase items from luxury goods to daily essentials?
Everything or most of the financial transactions that you and I are conducting these days are through digital modes, right? Whether we're using wallets, whether we are using uh, GPay, UPI, or for that matter, even debit cards and credit cards. So you and I know that when we are doing e-commerce and we are completing transactions for a variety of goods, whether essential or non-essential, the payment options that pop up in front of us are, uh, you know, are are several, and all those linkages are essentially the platforms through which we are able to complete, and consummate all these transactions, not only for goods but also for services, right? So you know that you are able to pay for insurance policy digitally now, right? So you can do with so many of your other transactions, whether it is a hotel booking or or a flight booking. All of it is happening digitally. So both goods and services are now available for us to complete by using digital infrastructure and digital modes.
So, how safe is it to have credit cards and banking apps on our phones?
So there will always be the risk and the danger of how much data, many a times private, are available on phones, mobiles, which may have a very secure system, such as what Apple claims to have a secured uh, ecosystem for its iPhone and Apple product suite. Uh, some phones may have weaker operating systems where the hacking by the cyber by the cyber warfare can still be a menace. Uh, but what we are noticing now is that individual corporations, whether it is a bank or a credit card company, are really enhancing their own security systems and building protocols as well as mechanisms to reduce or mitigate such dangers and such uh, real real attacks that many of us do face from time to time. uh, it will remain a combination of both a learning curve in terms of how technology and new ways of securities need to be implemented, and at the same time cyber awareness needs to be well penetrated amongst all of us as common consumers, so that we understand that faceless attackers are not able to get the worst of us.
Oh, okay. And could a cashless system make it easier for the government to control money and surveil the population, or is it risky?
Uh, so the risk relates to the privacy of data that lies either in the public domain or in any private platform. So if we were to put aside what measures are being taken to ensure that the privacy of the data or the misuse of the data is being handled adequately, separately, and will continue to be an area of focus. The fact that the digitization of transactions is a reality actually improves oversight for the government, because clearly there is more transparency, there is a complete digital footprint, there is a pattern recognition that is available for comparison, across periods, across counterparties. So as far as the evasion, as far as the wrong computation, as far as the delayed interpretation or analysis is concerned, for the government also, that is so much lesser. And you must have noticed that in the last 5 to 10 years there is tremendous amount of efficiency and effectiveness that government of India as well has incorporated in the way they conduct their income tax returns, the GST returns, and several other government authority related supervision and oversight that is needed for better compliance and for better surveillance.
Okay, so that brings us to the end of today's podcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Bhatnagar, for sharing your insights on the future of banking in a cashless economy. It's fascinating to hear your thoughts and insights about digital payments, UPI, mobile credit cards, and financial inclusion. And your perspectives will give us a lot to think about when regarding the opportunities and challenges of moving towards a fully digital financial system.
Excellent. I had a lot of fun talking to both of you, Krishan and Rishan. I wish you all the best and continue to do the good work.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye. Bye for now.
Bye. See you. Thank you.
See you.